If you're interested in getting started with home canning, there is some basic equipment that you're going to need to collect before you can actually can. Hi, my name is Kathy Love with the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture Cooperative Extension Service. And today I'm just going to go over the basic equipment that you're going to need to start canning. First of all, if you're going to be canning only high acid foods like fruits, tomatoes, jams and jellies, or pickles, you only need to have a water bath canner. Basically, a water bath canner is a big kettle with a lid, and it has a rack that goes in the bottom. You have to have one with a rack. You cannot get along without that. Water bath canners come in different sizes. This is about a medium size. Now, if you're planning to can low acid foods, that's going to be vegetables or meats, you have to have a pressure canner. Now, that is not the same thing as a multi-cooker such as an Instapot. The multi-cookers sometimes come with canning directions, but we do not recommend that you can in them because they have not been tested. So a pressure canner is going to have a dial gauge on it to measure the pressure, or it's going to have weights that jiggle. These that have dial gauges need to be tested every year to be sure that they're accurate, and we can do that in the extension office for you for free. You just need to bring your canner in or just bring your lid in, and we will test your gauge. We will also test and look at your seals, make sure that they are flexible, make sure that your petcock is clear, just make sure that it's ready for you to can and it's going to be safe. Then you're going to need jars, and you need to be sure that you are only using mason jars. There are lots of jars out there that are decorative. They look like mason jars, but they aren't. So be sure that they say mason jar on them or on the package. These jars have been tempered for heat and for pressure, so you don't have to be quite so concerned that they're going to break. They come in all kinds of sizes, from half pints to quarts. You want to use what your recipe recommends. Next most important thing is to use standard flats and rings for canning. We recommend that you buy new flats every year because this seal can get hard and it won't seal. So new flats every year. You can reuse your rings as long as they're not rusty and dented up. In order to be not quite so messy in your canning, you can have one of these canning funnels. They just fit right into your jar and help you to be able to get your product in there without a big mess. Once your product is in there, you're going to need what's called a bubbler. And so this slides down on the side of your jar to release any extra air bubbles. And you want to be sure and do that when you're canning. And then it also flips over and lets you be able to measure headspace. Headspace is very important in canning. Different products have different headspace that's needed. You want to be sure and follow your recipe as to how much headspace your product needs. Another handy thing to have, you don't have to have it, is a little magnetic jar lifter. Not a jar lifter, a lid lifter, so that when you have these lids in hot water waiting to use them, you can lift them out with your lifter and not burn your fingers. And then another really important tool is a jar lifter, and your jar lifter is what you're going to use to put your jars into your canner and take them out of your canner and not burn your hands. So if you have any questions on getting started in canning, on any equipment that you might need, reach out to us at the Cooperative Extension Office. We'd be glad to answer any of your questions and help you in any way that we can.